أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I seek refuge in Allah from the shaitan the rejected. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. As we all know, the topic is what Al-Quran says about Islam and Muslim. Before I speak on to the subject, I would like to give you a very brief introduction to the word Islam, because Islam to even Muslims is a foreign word, because since it is in Arabic, it comes from the root word salama. Salama, it means peace. Islam, the one who gives peace. Muslim means the one who gives peace. Islam, to give peace, and Muslim, who give peace. Islam, submission to the will of Allah, you can get peace. And Muslim is the one who is striving for that. Because this word is not translated, generally the whole world speaks of Islam as a religion of the sword. So if we know the meaning, the peace word meaning, then when we can analyze that if you say peace is the religion of sword, will not suit. It doesn't make it sense if we say peace is the religion of sword, because it has been propagated again and again. The word Islam has not been translated by various people. So it's a foreign word to many people. Muslim is a person who is striving for peace. Generally, what label in the whole world people can put on themselves as Jews, as Christians, as Hindus, as Buddhists, or any ism to whatever you belong. But basically, every person is striving for peace. And that word in English, in Arabic, is Islam, peace. So in a broader aspect, that I am bold to say that the man on this planet is basically lives in peace, wants to have peace, and that is the meaning. But label can give you your ideology, but basically you are trying to live in peace. That is the meaning of Islam and Muslim. But we have to see and consider that this word, does it occur in the Quran? Because the word Islam is an Arabic word. Because if you ask a Christian, that he says, Christian says, I follow Christ. Does he say he's labeling himself as a Christian? Does this word Christians occur in the Bible? Or if a person says he follows Hinduism, does this word occurs in his Gita or Rama, Krishna, any book? Buddhist, he says, I follow Buddhism. What does it mean? It's just labels. But basically he's living in peace. So we have to consider these words and analyze as such. I would like to tell you that when I'm going to show you the verses from the Quran, most of the people will find it very exciting and new, as if they have never heard this before. So I would say that there is a difference between faith and belief. English word faith and belief. In Arabic is Iman and Aqidah. If I say I believe, they are interchangeable, the faith and the belief word. But when I will explain to you what is belief, belief is something which you can prove, that I believe in certain thing because here is my proof. And faith is something that you cannot prove, but you say just I believe without any proof. Faith is something which you cannot show your proof. That is faith. But belief is, you can say, look, I believe in this because this is the proof. So two things like Iman and Aqidah. Iman is something in English translated as belief, and faith, which simply means Aqidah. So when I will show you the ayahs, so in other words, I am showing you proof of the belief. That is not an aqidah. So most of the people here may possess certain aqidah or faith which may go against the concept of the Quranic ayat being shown on the screen as well, and I will narrate as such. So you must understand that I have not come here to insult anybody. This is a presentation that what Quran says about Islam, the word Islam and Muslim, and people who are striving for to know the truth and are looking for guidance, they can verify tonight and try to be near as much as possible to the ayahs being shown on the screen about Islam and Muslim. So first of all, I would like to show the ayah which is in Surah Al-Imran, that is 3 chapter. If you want to look at the book list, you will find that ayah, Al-Imran, that is 3 chapter, and ayah verse number 19. Inna deena indallahi al-Islam. Most certainly, the religion before Allah is Islam, that is to give peace. وَمَا اخْتَلَفَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ سَرِيعُ الْحِسَابِ. Nor did the people of the book dissent or differed therefore except through envy of each other after knowledge had come to them. But if any deny the signs of Allah, Allah is swift into calling to account. This is the ayah in chapter 3, surah number 3, Al-Imran, and verse 19. We will analyze the verse. What message do we get from the ayah? Inna deena indallahi al-Islam. Most certainly, the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam, to give peace. So whatever religion we must have as Muslims is to give peace, not any other religion. If you can share the peace with somebody, that is in the sight of Allah, is the religion Islam. So the word Islam, you can show to a non-Muslim that you follow Islam because in the sight of Allah, the Quran, you can quote the ayat and show the people the Islam means peace, and it is in our book which we practice and follow. Inna deena, the way, the system in the way of Allah is in the sight of Allah is Islam. The next portion of the ayat says, وَمَا اخْتَلَفَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْعِلْمُ بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ سَرِيعُ الْحِسَابِ. And people do not deferred. People do not deferred until the knowledge came to them through envy. Now, when you read a book, the Quran, you can get knowledge from the Quran. The book gives you knowledge. And when you get the knowledge, then you can argue and debate. Otherwise, you can't debate and argue. So when the people had the knowledge of the book, the knowledge came from the book, they did not differ into the book, but they differed among themselves through envy. And that is why there are divisions in religion and in beliefs of people. They did not differ among in the book, but they differed among themselves. وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ. Whoever denies the ayahs of Allah, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ سَرِيعُ الْحِسَابِ. For surety, Allah is swift into taking account. So this is the message, that any person who is going to deny the ayahs of Allah, Allah is very swift in taking an account. Another thing I would like to tell you, as my brother Anik also mentioned, that the Quran is, the ayahs are not very interlinked also at the same, they are interlinked at the same time they are not. So when I will go from one ayah to discuss another ayah, you will find there will be a breakage. So try to understand one ayah, one concept in one particular ayah. When I'm shifting to another ayah, so there will be another different message about Islam. So in the previous ayah, we get 2-3 messages. Now we are going to another ayah of Al-Imran, and that is ayah number 83. Al-Imran, the same surah 3, and the ayah is 83. أَفَغَيْرَ دِينِ اللَّهِ يَبْغُونَ وَلَوْ أَسْلَمَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ طَوْعًا وَكَرْهًا وَإِلَيْهِ رُجَعُونَ. Do they seek for other than the religion of Allah, while all creatures in the heavens and on the earth have willingly or unwillingly bowed to His will, accepted Islam, and to Him shall they all be brought back. أَفَغَيْرَ دِينِ اللَّهِ يَبْغُونَ وَلَوْ أَسْلَمَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Now people are seeking for a religion other than Islam. They are thinking they are following a religion other than Islam. Allah says everyone is submitting to His will, all things in the heavens and the earth, because He is our creator and we are His beings. So everything, human beings, whether you believe or whether you don't believe, you are submitting to the will and plan of Allah. وَلَوْ أَسْلَمَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. You are submitting in Islam whatever is in the skies and the earth, طَوْعًا وَكَرْهًا, willingly or unwillingly. Now I would like to explain this word willing submission and unwilling submission. Allah has mentioned in the Quran the two paths. The two paths are mentioned very clearly, very distinctly in the Quran. One is the right path and one is the wrong path. And the person who chooses the right path is in willing submission. And the person who does not want to choose the right path, he automatically falls in the wrong of the Quran mention. So he is bowing to Allah by unwilling submission. One is by your choice, willingly submission. The other, you automatically falls in the mentioning of the Quran where Allah says this is the wrong path in the Quran, mentioned in the Quran, this is the wrong, don't do this, and you still do it because you are submitting in the wrong of the Quran, the criteria of the Quran. So Quran speaks of both the right and the wrong. So you have to take a choice. So the person who doesn't take a choice, he is also submitting, bowing to the will of Allah by unwilling submission. وَإِلَيْهِ يُرْجَعُونَ, and to Him is our return. So now we go to Baqarah 2, that is ayah 208. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا ادْخُلُوا فِي السِّلْمِ كَافَّةً وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ.